gentlemen, my trusted, I got my trust in my, anyway, what you guys doing? Find out. Boom. That's what I'm doing tonight. I get on. She said your sound is looking better now. Myself. Holy static Batman. Ow. Can you hear me? Where's my brother? Can you hear me better now, Jessica? I don't, just gonna get out there and get it started. Good evening. The same for the rest of you guys, is it? Oh, shit, okay, hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that, I had it on mute. Sorry about that. How's the sound now? Hey, what's up, Jer Bear? What's going on, my guy? Miss Jessica says, oh. She said, now nothing. Still? Okay, hold on. Jessica says it sounds great. Okay, here we go. Hell yes. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's better. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Look at it. I can't even do this shit without my crew, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And so tonight, off top, I'm already telling you now what we're working on. Today is going to be a part two. Do. Yadi, how do you say part two in Spanish? What, Javi? Javier? Okay, parte dos. Parte dos. Renita, what's going on, my dear? My mad scientist. My mad scientist. Javier, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, brother? Javier Botwan, get your asses in the house. Man, Javier's like my nephew, man. Man. Little Jane Street reputable. It's my little guy, man. I'm at work, so we'll communicate as much as possible. Perfect. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hold on. Let me switch out our banner a little bit. And it also kind of helps me. Hold on. 7 steps. I will just we'll say recapping your own personal constitution. We'll just say that because that's all we're doing is just we're just recapping shit. That's it. Hold on. There we go. That's what's up, my guy. That's what's up, brother. All right, man. So before we get started, for those of you new to what we do, uh, Mr. Fearless T Cummings, life coach extraordinary. I've been good, my guy. I've been good. Thank you guys so much for. Of course, Anya would hit me up right now, wouldn't she? Of course, she would. Um, so again, this is somebody ain't seen you in the grip. That part, my guy. Hey, my guy, DM me. Hold on, what is that? Okay, now I gotta change up the whole thing. DM me, my guy, and I will I'll get you my number and all that stuff so we can do lunch sometime. On me. Who the fuck gonna turn out a free meal, right? Yes, sir. Okay. So DM me your information and then I'll get you up after we're done and we'll kind of go from there. All right, y'all. So either way, so tonight what we're gonna do is we're gonna recap what we talked about last night with our own personal constitution. So here's the thing. If you brought your shit, awesome. If you didn't, we're gonna work on that tonight. Cool? I'm just saying, if you brought your shit, wonderful. If you didn't, we're gonna work on it tonight. Which I told y'all last night. So without further ado, give me a second so we can get this thing started. Let's get it started. All right. So yeah, I think we're back. Let me make sure. Can you guys hear me? Am I good? Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right, if you can hear me, flip me off. Flip me off if you can hear me. Okay, she said we hear you. Okay. Would you say so she said I spent an hour plus cleaning up the field and didn't get my homework done. Even started perfect. That's a thank you. Thank you, Jessica, for the middle fingers. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Jerry. Hey, not a problem. As long as you brought it, we can work on it. Okay. So for those of you who are new to Ags Fearless, I appreciate you for showing up. My name is hold on. Thank you, Jerry. Middle fingers and all. I appreciate you. Um, so before we get started, let me explain this. So there's usually a 60 to 90-second delay in what I see and hear and versus how I respond. So if I ask you a question or we're talking about something, it may take me a second or two to get to you. As soon as I see it, I'll respond. We'll usually go from there. Right? All right. So today, this is kind of like a recap of what we talked about last night, but we're not going to recap the whole thing because today it's about you. It's about helping y'all write your shit out. I talked to Miss Yachty today, the amazing, beautiful Miss Yachty. And Miss Yachty had a bunch of different questions. And I'm like, we can talk about this stuff now and we can also talk about it later too. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. 1, 2, 3. Fuck them. 100% yes. They say, oh, really? I Is that because such and such bit your hand? Didn't somebody do something to you, Jerry, where you couldn't use it anymore? They ruptured like the tendon in your middle finger. I think I remember that. Unless you got fucked up another way. But okay, um, so I am your host and life coach for the evening, Fearless C. Cummings. Thank you so much for yep, I remember that. Thank you so much for joining. So real fast before we get started, I've been coaching for about 23 years. I got my certifications. Matter of fact, let me share my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing. Because otherwise, I'm just talking, which I love to talk, obviously. Um, I've been coaching for about 23 years, um, giving people some dreams, goals, aspirations, as well as helping people with their problems and all that good stuff, whatever. So I've been giving people dreams, goals. No, supplying people's dreams, goals, and aspirations with tool tips and strategies to help them, as well as problems. So my certification starts at therapeutic coach, which is what I am. Other certifications are in neurolinguistic programming, master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, hypnotherapist, and cognitive behavioral therapy, which I got from somewhere else. Um, my qualifications are I've been through the shit, came back better than I was before I went through it. Good enough? Of course it is. All right, so real fast, I do have a warning that I tell people about. If you don't like profanity, if you don't like realness, and I don't want to say realness is coincided with profanity, but I like to use profane language. Matter of fact, Jerry and Rebecca, tell the people what they've won. Who don't want to be here? Go ahead and tell them what they've won. So, as my family members tell you exactly what you've won, if you are easily offended, and when I say easily offended, I mean you don't want to do the work, you don't want to take any accountability, you want to make excuses. You can. They're going to be giving it to you in a minute. But whatever they say, that's what you can go do. But if you want to take some accountability, if you're okay with putting in the work, man, you at the right place, right? Because for the most part, here's the thing, ladies and gents. I am, or did I put it in there? Did I put it? Man, I don't even think I put it in. That's crazy. Either way, I'm only here to help, right? Let me do my job. This is what I do, okay? And give it to them, Jerry. Your wife said swipe left. Give them what they've won. Fuck off. That's what you are more than welcome to do. And here's the thing, I hold no offense to it. I'm not for everybody. Okay? I'm here to help with some practical shit. You have never met a life coach like me, I assure you. So, anyway, without further ado, what am I here to do? What am I here not to do? Number one, I am not here to motivate you because you don't need motivation. Discipline, maybe. Aspiration, maybe. Inspiration, maybe. Motivation, nah, you don't need that. Number two, I'm not here to coddle or sugarcoat shit. If you need that, that's not what we do. Okay? Like my girl Renita would say, we are here to give you a positive word. That's what we are here to do. We're not going to feed false positivity. Hey, good job showing up. If you didn't do the work, you don't get no credit. Right? I'm not here to fix you because you're not broken. Bent, cracked, dinked, yes. Broken, not at all. Excuse me. What am I here to do? I'm here to give you some tools that fucking work. What do I mean by that? Let me give you this. When I say I want to give you some tools that work, what I'm talking about for the most part is because I've been homeless, because I've been broke, because I've been broken, because I had to realize that I wasn't broken at all, that it was more of a mental thing than a physical thing, right? Because I went through all these trials and tribulations, as Lisa would say, or whatever, I'm here to kind of give you guys a different route, if you will. If you're going through the same shit, maybe you're not. Okay. Maybe you're like me, you're just a pathetic asshole who likes to read a lot. I don't know. But we're here to help. And not just myself, but the rest of my team here too. Okay? That's what we're here to do. And today, clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. It's day 26, y'all. Day 26. Clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. Like I said, 15 pieces, 15 days, 15 minutes. This was my inspiration to start. Thank you, Rebecca. Clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. Thank you, Ms. Yachty. Thank you very much. Okay, like I always tell people, we repeat everything on here a multitude of times because anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around this one word: repetition. Like I said, we're going to touch on a bunch of shit that we talked about last night, but there's only a few things that we're really going to really be focused on. So, without further ado, please go grab yourself a pen, a pad, a tablet, whatever you write on. Okay. Whatever you need to focus, go get it. If you need some snacks, some drinks, that's fine too. Okay. But here's the thing, I need you to write everything down. Everything we talk about, you need to write that down. And if you don't want to write it down, like Jesse always says, Jesse is another one of our family members, but she is not here right now. She is off, but I will carry her name in spirit. She doesn't like to write, she likes to swipe. And if you like to screenshot all these. I'm okay too. Turn your camera though as you do it, because it'll make it, I think, a little bit bigger. Whatever. So turn your camera. Hold on, let me. Okay, there we go. We'll try to make it a little bit bigger for you. Turn your camera or turn your phone so you can make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So as we talked about yesterday, I'll touch on these, but then we'll kind of get into our stuff. So when we're writing out our Constitution, you have to remember your matter of fact, hold on, before we even get there, I'm gonna touch this first. Know what your 5 things are. Let's start there first. Okay. Know what your 5 things are, right? For myself, as my son, right? Reading, learning, teaching is what I'm obviously doing now. Helping others, mental and physical health. Again, I didn't have that before. Y'all taught me that. I uh I adjusted my shit based on what y'all said, and then I wrote that. Okay, riding motorcycles and then shopping. Again, I think I could probably put some other stuff in there, but again, I always tell you to at least put in 5 things that you love about life. Those 5 things, for the most part, that you couldn't live without. And if you did live without it, life would suck. Okay, bad health, mental or emotional, that shit sucks, doesn't it? Without family or friends, you out here by yourself, that sucks, doesn't it? My son is my number one. He is my priority, right? Reading, all that shit. This is a book that I'm reading next, The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. It's what I love to do. If you look behind me, you see nothing but books back there, right? So again, like we talk about, knowing what those 5 things are what's going to help us create what your constitution is going to end up being. Because all we're doing is we're taking it from there. We're taking it from there and we're going to spider out. That's all we're doing. That's how easy writing your shit up is. Now your constitution, now your oath that you take, if you want to do that, that might be a little different. Okay. But the constitution and stuff that you stand on, that you believe in, that's yours. That's pretty simple to put together. Okay, hold on one second. Let's go back up here. Okay, so now we can kind of talk about. Matter of fact, before we get started, can I get a I understand? Before we even get started, can I get a I understand? I would write it, but this is my shit. So obviously I understand it. I'm gonna wait for y'all to put it in there. I understand. But I had a very interesting conversation with somebody today, and I talked to Yachty a little bit about it. I talked to my bestie, motherfucking Jesse, on the ones and twos, Jessica, about it today, and I wanted to tell the rest of. Thank you. She said, "Sí, comprendo." Thank you. Uh, but I wanted to talk to you guys about it too, because to me, it really. Here's the thing: you guys motivated me. Think about that. What do I always say? I'm not here to motivate you because you don't need motivation. Okay. Maybe I can say you guys inspire me. How about I say that? Okay. Y'all inspire me today and you don't even know it. You guys inspire me. I'm going to tell you how. I had a conversation with somebody today. I'm not going to go into it because, unlike certain people, I'm not going to put certain people' business out on the street. I'm not going to do that. But I will do is I will explain kind of the situation and we'll go from there. So I was told today that a person doesn't like talking to me because anytime I talk to that person, anytime they receive a phone call from me, they believe that I am like a soul sucker, that I suck the energy away from this individual. That's what this person said to me. Right? No joke. That's what this person said to me. That I suck all the energy out of the room when I'm talking to said person. I don't like talking to you. I try to avoid you at all costs. Gotcha. If you guys remember, one of the things we talked about was early on. We talked about the idea of anxiety and excitement, and how those two things mirror each other. They're just called something different. And depending on what side of the fence, yes, Jerry, this was a conversation today. And depending on what side of the fence you're standing on, you're either going to, be anxious or you're going to be excited. But the feeling will still remain the same. It just depends on what side of the fence you're standing on and what you call it. Okay? That's what it is. So this individual mistaken, unfortunately, when a person is holding you accountable for what you say, what comes out of your mouth, that's going to suck. And it's going to suck the life out of you if you won't accept accountability for your own actions, lack thereof, and was liable to what comes out of your mouth. If your whole if your whole demeanor is to be dishonest, if your whole demeanor is to be manipulative, if your whole essence is that of a narcissist, when somebody holds you accountable for what you say, it's going to feel like they're sucking the soul from you. It's going to feel like you that you don't understand what that person is going through. And I don't understand. See, at first when I was talking to him, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. But then I was talking to Yachty earlier, and I say, Yachty, I think that man's right. I don't understand. I think he's right. I do not understand. Because I've showed y'all pictures of when I was homeless. I showed you pictures of the conditions that I was living in with my son. You saw him in the background picture. You saw the couch that we fucking slept on. You see what I'm saying? Y'all saw all this. So no, I don't understand. Because I've always taken accountability. I don't understand how it is not to be accountable for my shit. I slept on that woman's couch for 3.5 years, depressed as fuck. But I was still a dad. Clarify your core values. What do we talk about? Look at mine. What does my constitution say? What is the very first thing? Like I said, I want y'all to take, if you don't know what yours are, use my shit until you can build your own. And don't trip, we gonna build yours. Use some of my stuff to build yours. It ain't gotta be long like mine. You might start off with just 3 things. If you're a husband, be the best husband you can be. Be the best man you can be. Be the best woman you can be. Start there. For me, it was to be the best father that I could be. Right? I may be called a lot of shit. I may I may be a piece of shit with a lot of stuff. And my best friend fucking Jessica will attest to that. I have been a piece of shit on multiple occasions. But I've always been a dad. And I've always been present. Jerry met me we met at work. But anytime, Jerry, again, you were my supervisor at one point, right? Jerry, whenever you saw me, where was my son at? Whenever you saw me, Jerry, where was my son? You see what I'm saying? See, I may be in a lot of shit, but being a absent father, never that. Being a person who likes to make excuses, never that. Never that. I stopped making excuses when I was sleeping in my car. Sometimes you got to hit that bottom. I don't know. I don't know what it's like for other people. I know for myself, my rock bottom was sleeping in a fucking car with my kid. My rock bottom was having to ask my employer to take my son to a fucking doctor's appointment. What I do, I don't make excuses for that shit. Huh? Thank you, Jerry. My son's always been right next to me. Jerry met my son when he was what, 7? I think about 7 years old. That's the first time Jerry met my son, when he was 7. Come on now. Right? Second thing I tell people is know yourself. Listen, you better figure you out before somebody else does. There's people that are unalive today. There are people sitting in prison right now because somebody figured something out about them that they didn't know about themselves. When I say know yourself, that could be another little subchapter of you. What is it that you would unalive another person for? Do you know what that reason is? I'm asking. If you got a pen and paper, write that shit down. Why would you unalive another person? You better figure that shit out before somebody else figure it out too. Before you. There's people right now in the penitentiary who didn't know. My son. that's mine. Right? That's mine. I don't know what yours is. What's yours? Is it family? Who in your family? Does a person have to say something to you? Do they have to threaten you? Do they have to put hands on you? You should know what that is. So when I tell you that you should know yourself, man, grab a goddamn book. Start writing some shit out about yourself. Unconsciously, when you start writing, especially when you switch hands, amazing things start to happen. You start digging in and figuring out things about yourself that you didn't know. So let me ask y'all, what's the first thing in your constitution? Mi familia. Okay, so Jerry says his family. Okay, my first thing obviously is yeah, I'll put my thing. Being the best dad I can be. That's mine. Being the best dad I can be. Okay. Now I can write little subchapters after that. That's fine. But make sure When you write that, this right here needs to be the table of your contents. So, let me show you. So if you have something like this here, so this right here should be the table of your content, right? And then as you go, as you move, so being the best father, you can turn that page and read what that talks about. That's beautiful. I like that. Okay, I like what Nita said. To be as godlike as possible, as much as I can be. Perfect. I love that. Now on the other page, I want you to talk about what does that mean to you, right? See, your constitution can also state, you know what I'm saying, that I forgive, that I'll forgive before I, whatever that thing is. Remember, we want to use I type of words when it comes to this. Be the best father I can be. Know thyself. Okay? Embrace the, yeah, I mean, again, right? What am I willing to leave my son? Or what are you willing to leave your son? That's the question I was asking myself. Again, when you write these things out for yourself, this is what you're doing. This is why you're doing it. You have 1,000 people. There's 8 point some million people, excuse me, billion people out there. We have about 325 million documented people that live in America. Documented. There's not many who are doing what I'm showing you to do right now. There's not many doing what you guys are doing right now. There's not many people writing out a constitution for themselves. You got enough people following the the guise of somebody else, right? But talking to that other individual, kind of going back to that, I was like, man, it's crazy. Like that dude was like, man, you every time I talk to you, this is what we're talking about. So why is that all we're talking about? Because that seems to be the only thing that there is to discuss, right? If I wanted to talk about something else, we possibly could. I found a bunch of inconsistencies when this man was talking to me. You know how I found those inconsistencies? Because I started looking at my belief system. I started looking at my values. Remember when I taught y'all about that? Your values are going to do this. This right here is your beliefs. Because your beliefs are what founds, what holds up your values. When they're together, they're like this. They ain't going no goddamn where. Right? They're like this. But when you're talking to a person who's all over the place like this, and you're trying to match where they're going, you're not going to be able to do it because your values are set in stone. Your beliefs might not be, but those values are. Being loyal is a value of mine based off my belief system. So if I'm sitting there talking to a person and all I hear this motherfucker doing is complaining, what's the first thing we talk about, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on. What do we talk about? Our accountability, foundation. This is what everything stands on, correct? What do we stop? What do we not do? We ain't blaming nobody for our shit. Your thoughts, your deeds, your choices, those are your consequences. Suck it up or fuck off. Those are your options, right? But this is the law that everything else stands on, right? Besides your belief, right? But this is it. If we're talking about the ABCs of personal development in general, accountability, boundaries, and constitution, knowing what you stand for, what rules, regulations, and codex do you live by? What rules do your kids follow? I don't give a fuck about education the educational system that we have here. I don't care. Shit doesn't bother. Care less. My son said, "Daddy, I got the shits." Picked his ass up. Let's go home. What'd you learn today? I learned that people are nasty, and that when you're taking a shit, people like to look up from the stalls. Okay, well, what do we do next time? Hurry up and wipe and get the fuck up. Good lesson, son. Great lesson. See what I mean? Your those values, whatever they are, whatever your belief system, they're gonna carry on in everything that we do. So what about the number? What about number two? What do you guys have for that? So I have know myself. Are you guys gonna use mine? You can. That's what it's here for. Use mine until your shit kicks in. Can I get a hell yeah? Or can I? Or is this a nah? Not that one. Hell yeah or no? Not that one. Right? What about life? Life can suck sometimes, right? One of the things that this young man individual told me today was he said you like to he said you disturb my peace. I said, okay. How do I do that? Right? When we talk about problem solving and problem setting, that's one of the things we're going to talk about is how. How do I do this? Because I like to know. Because if it's something I can stop doing, I can stop doing it. Right? I can stop if I know what I'm doing. He said, and I quote, he said, you like to worry about bills all the time. I'll pay it when I feel like paying it. I'll pay it when I have the money. I ain't got the money. But you just keep harping over it. Okay. You want to pay everything on time, all the time. I, I, I do. I don't run that way. I don't operate that way. Okay. But how does that stop or how does that solve the issue? So what am I doing specifically? You keep bringing up the same stuff. I'm like, okay, because you never give me the answer. And when you say that you're going to handle stuff, I take it that you're going to handle stuff. Right? So if you don't handle it, I have to hold you accountable to that. So, but again, you still never answer the question. What are we doing with this? Is this a simple question? Right? No, I mean you mess with my inner peace. Okay. I don't like looking at bills like that. I don't like looking at that. Okay. I don't want to mess. I don't want to look at anything or bring anything into my realm that's going to disturb my peace. Here's the problem with that, ladies and gentlemen. Have I ever once, as your life goes for the last 26 days, have I ever once told you that life was going to be fucking perfect? Have I ever promised you that? If anything, I'm not going to lie to you. When you write this constitution out for yourself, it's going to get fucking harder. More clarity, yes. Simple, yes. But it's going to be fucking hard. It's going to be hard. Want to know why? Because when you hold yourself to this thing here, you become your own accountability coach. See, the reason why I was able to talk to this man today, and it was so funny. Again, like I said, it's y'all. Y'all gave me the what word am I looking for? You gave me the inspiration, you gave me the motivation, if you will, to just tell this man what's up. Tell this man my truth. And to try to listen objectively. That's what I did. I tried to listen objectively. Man, you negative. Okay. And I started to understand that people don't. If you look at number 12 On my constitution, it says reality is governed by my excuses. Reality is governed by my excuses. So if all I'm doing is sitting around making excuses, then that's going to govern my reality. And then when somebody like y'all calls me out on my shit, all of a sudden, guess what? Now I got a problem with that, right? Now I have a problem. Why? Because as number 8 says, smile and have fun. I'm not having fun right now. I'm not having fun right now. See, that young man's constitution doesn't have much stuff on it. It doesn't have embrace the journey. It doesn't have lead by example, even if you're alone. That one right there means integrity. I got my integrity because of y'all. I said to myself, okay, well, hold on. Hold on, no. I need to call this man. I need to talk to him. Now, personally, the man in me, I'll pull up on anybody. Because I'm not there. I don't want to. And when I say pull up, I'm not talking about I'm trying to go fisticuffs. Motherfucker, I'm almost 50 years old. I'm not squabbing with nobody. Like, I'm a 911 calling motherfucker. Do you feel me? I'm a 911 type of dude. I'm not squabbing with you. And I mean, and I ain't got that type of energy with that man anyway. But I'm not doing that. But if I got a problem with you, I would rather tell you face to face. I don't want to say it in text message. I'm not a keyboard warrior. I don't want to talk about it over the phone. Depending on who you are, I'd rather just tell you face to face. Especially a man. Females, I mean, I don't know, whatever. But a dude, man, where you at? I'll pull up. I'll pull up. Where you at? Right? That's how I am. I'm not trying to be confrontational, but I realize that a lot of people, they can talk when they behind that phone. When they sitting there typing. But when you walk up to them and y'all face to face, man, all that rah and hoorah, you don't hear all that. For the most part, I find people to be quite calm when we're discussing what I'm not happy with right now. I can sit, I can listen respectfully, right? How many of y'all, by show of hands, know somebody like that? That they're just fucking cowards. They not gonna pull up on you. They keyboard warriors. They don't live by a constitution at all. Or their constitution is bunk as fuck. Zero accountability. They don't know themselves at all. They ain't trying to figure out shit. They're not asking anybody no questions. They're not embracing the journey. They don't lead by example. How many of y'all know these type of people? They don't. They might want to smile, but it's only when they're having fun. See, I was smiling even when I was sleeping in my car. How many people don't want to let go and let God and keep it moving? I'm not even a fucking Christian, and I understand that concept. How many people, honestly, how many people say that, man, I put that on my kids? This is what I'm like. And you're like, oh, really? You gonna blow your kids up like that? You gonna blow your kids up like that? I know people like that all day. I'm not saying that this individual I was talking about is like that, but I'm just saying I know people like that. Put shit on their kids all the time and blow them up. People put shit on their kids and blow it up. Right? No, I mean, and it's so crazy because when you think you know people, you got to keep your eyes open, man. And that's I'm not gonna lie to you. That is the shittiest thing about this Constitution thing. I'm telling y'all about. It is the shittiest thing because this thing right here holds you accountable. It it puts the border around your boundaries, and it holds you accountable for what you stand for. Like I said, that top five is why you stand for it. This right here is nothing more than an extended version of your top five. That's all this is. That's all this is. This is an extended version of that top five. So let me ask you guys, you all have your top five, correct? I know I've asked you before. I'm going to ask you one last time. Actually, no, I'm going to ask you one last time today. Because I'm going to always ask you. What do we say? Anytime I see y'all asses, right here. I want to see your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, your values, and your constitution. Do you have them? Every time we talk from now on, I want to hear you say yes. And again, listen, like I said, even if your constitution only has 3 or 4 fucking things on it, at least that's something. You can always write it out as you go. I at least want you to get started on it. Get started. For those of you just showing up, hello, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome. I've been seeing people coming in and out. Welcome to Ask Fearless. I'm your host and facilitator and life coach. I've been coaching for about 23 years, and today we are recapping on why you should have your own personal constitution. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not uh, 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 civilized for you to live in a country that will send a child off to go unalive themselves for a constitution that they barely believe in, but you don't have one of your own. Come on, man. We got to do better. So we got to know what our stuff is and what do we stand on? What do we stand for? Right? Like I said, from now on, everything we talk about will be about accountability. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. No, no, no. I love it. I have a notepad that has numbers 1 through 5. Here's the thing. It'll get filled in soon. Like tomorrow. Here's the thing. Like I said though, Rebecca, it does not have to be. I want to make sure y'all hear me on this. It ain't got to be 12. It ain't got to be 30. Just know a few things. Just have a few. You can always start. As long as you got your top five, you can always pivot off of that and write those constitutions out for yourself. Like I said, use my shit. Use it. Borrow it. Steal from me. Shit, I'm giving, again, like I told you, thousands upon thousands of dollars I spent having to learn this shit and then go through it in my go through this shit personally. I didn't have anybody telling me this stuff. It came to me in my car. It came to me then. So me giving this to y'all, use it. Take it. Like, again, use my shit until yours kicks in. When people ask me, how do I believe in myself? I mean, through experience, through getting your ass kicked. And I would also tell you, the last thing I would tell a person is, does anybody else believe in you? Yeah, I got 1 or 2 people. Cool. Use their beliefs in you until yours kicks in. That's how you believe in yourself. Sometimes you ain't got it yet. Sometimes you have to believe in somebody else's to believe in you. And what happens if you don't find people like that? Even though you may not know somebody, get around other people. Facebook is full of people with life coaching type strategies and philosophies and shit like that. I don't know anybody doing what we're doing. I don't know. I would think that this is pretty unique. I would think. Oh, please. Okay, Rebecca says, no, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Ah, okay, 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 okay. Okay. I was shit. I mean, figure it out though. However it works for you. I mean, like I said, man, uh, mine is there. Mine is there for you to take it. Run with it. Whatever y'all want to do with it, I'm cool. I'm here to fucking help. That's it. Like I said, the 5 things you love about life. It doesn't matter what my things are. What matters is what yours is. We can always build. Yes, unless you're at IKEA. Yeah, there you go. Right, right. I love that. Right, helping others find clarity though. That's my thing. Right, riding motorcycles. I'm sure you guys don't have that. Jesse probably would have something like that, but what I'm saying? Yachty don't have anything like that. Renita doesn't have anything like that because that's not what their top 5 is. You see what I mean? So your top 5 has to be, Rebecca, whatever you want it to be. Whatever you feel that, man, this is it for me. As long as I have this right here, that's what's up. And then you can, again, your constitution can come in as, what am I willing to do to protect this? Right? Because that's the thing about boundaries, right? And our boundaries, if you remember, is who and what do you allow in to your mental. Now, again, like Odu was telling me, I don't want nothing that bothers my peace. The only people that I know, ladies and gentlemen, that ain't got no problems are in the cemetery. The only people that I know that have absolutely no problems. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. Are liars and people in the cemetery. That's it. That's it. Everybody else got an issue of some sort. I mean, it may not be on a scale to fucking 10, but we all got problems. There's nothing wrong with that. Did you keep your hand up and ask somebody for help? Maybe you can solve it on your own. That's what I did. Right? Again, like I said, I thought that was a very fun. Oh, hold on. Renita said that's not my top 5, but. Oh, okay. That's what's up. I love that. She said that, yeah, that ain't on my top 5, but guess what? Learning to ride a motorcycle's on my bucket list. That's cool too. I love that. That's cool too. I love that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's beautiful. Wonderful. Great. Right? We learn from each other. Like I said to that individual, like, man, I had no idea, excuse me, that accountability was such a problem for certain people. And you know it when you hear it because there's always somebody else except for them. It's always somebody else except for them. And when I listened to that, I was like, wow, okay. I didn't think that I would see that, but that makes sense now. Okay. And it also makes sense how you would surround yourself around people that would be like that. You would surround yourself. Remember, Yadi and I were just talking about this today. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with most. So if you only hang out with a few people and they got that same stink poverty mind shit that you have, guess what? You're going to have the same thing. If people around you don't want to put in the work, you're going to have the same thing. If people around you don't want to take any accountability, you're going to be the same way too. And like I said, because of y'all, I had to, I spoke up on that shit. I talked to that man about this. And the more that I listen, the more that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, man, what type of fucking stinking thinking is this? My son is 12 years old, and he'll tell you that my dad told me that money is one of the easiest things you can make, especially when you know exactly who you are and what value you bring to the table. A 12-year-old can say that. 12, not even 13. If we were Jewish, he wouldn't even have a bar mitzvah yet. He's still a child in the eyes of Jehovah, of Yahweh, excuse me, Yahweh. He's still a kid. But yeah, a grown ass man don't know that. I don't know. But I'm a hope for I'm a hope for that man. I'm a pray for him if there was such a thing. But I do hope for the best for him. I do hope that he shakes that 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 nasty fucking that disease of lack of accountability. I hope he shakes that. What about y'all? What about today? Have any of y'all not taken accountability for something today? Have any of you had not taken accountability today? The answer, I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you. The answer I'm looking for is hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. That's what I'm looking for. And if you did, if you didn't take accountability and you say, you know what, man, I fucked up. Thank you for being honest. The great thing about honesty is you can always jump back on that horse. Okay? The thing about number 6 for me, lead by example, even if I'm alone, is that if I fuck up, I can always get back on that proverbial horse. I can always get back on that horse. Some people, what happens to them is that they fall down and they stay down. They fall off and they stay off. No. Fall off, dust yourself off, jump back on. Who gives a shit? You ain't perfect. You're not going to get this on the first try. You're not going to get this on the first try. Y'all constitution ain't going to be done tonight. Because you're going to keep adding shit to it. Subtracting shit from it. Renita, let me ask you. I know that you started working on yours. Can you give me the first 3 that you got? Yachty. Yes, I'm going to pick on you. Give me your first 2. Give me your first 2. Jerry, if you want to throw in there, I know Rebecca's still working on hers. Jerry, give me your first. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jerry. You are my right hand guy, my guy. Hey, you gotta give me at least 3. Jerry, I need at least 3 from you. You already said me familia, so I need 2 more from you, Jerry. I need 2 more. Rebecca, we still working on our top 5. I love it. She said shopping can fuck way off. I love it. Who else is on here with us? For those of y'all just showing up, Fearless Cummings here. Welcome to Axe Fearless. Today we're recapping what we discussed yesterday about creating our own personal constitution, principles, rules, regulations that we stand on, that we stand for. Here we go. Where we at, Yachty? Okay. Okay. Yachty said being true to myself. Okay, perfect. Yachty, I'm gonna show you something right quick. Because I want to make sure that you guys remember this. Renita, I'm liking it. Number one, uh, be as uh, be as godlike as I can be. Number two, love myself. Number three, love my family. Okay, okay, okay. And again, you know what those things mean, though, right, Renita? You know what those mean, right? Oh, Miss Mackey. Number one, value my progress over perfection. Okay, stand by my. What the fuck? She came out. Oh, that's nasty. Jessica, my motherfucking bestie. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. That, wow. That's some shit. Okay. I'm loving it. Not McDonald's because they're fucking gross, but I'm loving it. Stand by my boundaries and stay teachable. I don't even have that one. I do have figure it the fuck out, but I may have to change that one to stay teachable. Yeah, man, that's good. Fuck it, I might have to just add that one. God damn, I like that. Okay, she said I do. I love. Okay, Renita. Okay, so my question to Renita was simply that my question was, do you know what those things mean? And that's great that you know because, like I said, with mine, number 11, that's some shit that I know about. Number 7, that's some shit that I know about. You see what I'm saying? So this thing has to be personal. You know what I'm saying? It has to be personal. Where you at? Dream big and never give up on myself. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, Jerry Bear. There you go. I love it. This girl's on fire. There you go. I'm loving it. But Yachty, what I wanted to show you was this principle here. Um, Screenshot this too if you need to. That top one says your principles should meet. Excuse me. Your principles shouldn't be complex. They shouldn't be complicated. They should be clear as shit. They should be easily uh, uh, repeatable or whatever. But they gotta be. What word am I looking for? They need to be simplified. You gotta simplify it. Did you close the fridge, son? Okay. Okay. Simplicity and consistency. Your shit gotta be simple, man. Stop making things complicated. Okay, this shit should just flow right out of you. If you overthinking it, that means if you can't think of some shit, it's because you overthinking that. No, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? You think that maybe y'all thinking that I gotta write the right shit. No, there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer. Whatever you write is the right shit. Okay? Whatever you write is the right stuff. Y'all feel me? Can I get a hell yeah? If you agree with that, can I get a hell yeah? You gotta keep it simple, Yachty. Keep that shit simple, dear. You know what you're doing. You got it. You know, just don't overthink it. Just let that shit come to you. You know, that's one of the things that I love telling people is that Even if you don't know what to write, write anything, write something. Like I said, use my shit. And then as your shit starts to come in, cross myself off and write your own shit. But if you feel what I'm writing, if you feel what I said, then keep going with your own stuff. I'm okay with that too. Thank y'all. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know what's gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? Does now the stuff that I write for myself, is that gonna work for y'all? Probably not. Probably not. Remember, everything I do is based on, you know what I'm saying, the oath that I wrote for myself. Hmm? I'm not a victim. I'm a whole nation. Okay? I live by a constitutional code in which I created. A code built on truth, guarded by boundaries, and governed by my accountability. I will govern my life with these laws. Okay? No excuses with these boundaries. No bargain with these principles. No pressure. I am the author, the authority, and the architect of my life. That's my shit. That's mine. They come off of those things that I wrote. Okay? I'm not a fucking victim. And I ain't playing one on TV either. Okay? This might be a little different. Whatever, but for right now, hey, you know what I'm saying? We just focus on um our constitution for now, our top five, and then our constitution. This here can come in a little bit later. I talked to Yachty about this today. Yachty's like, hey man, can, can you sit down and help me make one of those? And is that the other? Fuck yes, I can. Yes, very much so. If y'all need me to help you with yours, I'll be more than happy to. It only take a couple minutes to do it. Just saying. You don't have to overthink shit. Okay? You ain't gotta overthink it. Matter of fact, don't overthink it. It needs to be simple. It needs to be fun. It needs to be rememberable. Because when you're going through them tough times, that's when this shit's gonna actually matter. When everything's fine, when everything's all smiles and happy, happy, joy, joy, nobody thinks about their principles at that point, do they? Nobody needs to stand tall on accountability at that point, do they? Nobody thinks about their boundaries when they're happy, when everything's working for you. You don't think about the oath that you took, you know what I'm saying, when everything's working for you. This shit, ladies and gentlemen, is for when everything hits the fucking fan. Your top five is for when everything is working against you. That's that shit that helps you get back and remember what the fuck we're doing. Okay? Your constitution, man, you already motherfucking know. This is what I stand on. These are my rules, and I ain't breaking this shit for nobody. Nobody. Right? That oath that I took, shit, how can we put our hands over our heart and pledge allegiance to a flag that sometimes don't give a fuck about you? White, black, Asian, or anybody fucking else. Hispanic, don't give a fuck about any of us for the most part. So how are we able and ready to do that for somebody else, but you're not willing to put your hand over your heart for yourself and your family? That's what these are for. How is it that we can fly an American flag outside our houses? Do you have a flag that you can fly? Maybe that's something that we should create. We should create our own fucking flag. Fucking like an oath. Give me some different colors, give me some ideas, and we'll create our own goddamn banner. How about that? And again, I'm not saying that we'll go out and create our own goddamn compound and take about 100 or so acres of land and live our lives to the best of our abilities with the Baker family helping us to secure goats and cows and horses and live off the land. Here's the thing: we can't do it with hay because I'm allergic to it. Definitely allergic. But I think we can figure out a way for us to do it together. Just saying, fuck it. Like I said, man, if you're gonna dream, dream big. You know what I mean? Police ourselves, because what do we need rules and regulations for if I know that all of us work together? This is what we do. One person eats like fucking ants. You know, an ant never eats by itself. You know that? They have these pheromones that call out their ants to them, tell them what the food is. You'll never see an ant eating by itself. Never. Here's another little fun fact for you. Majority of the ants are women. Majority of bees are women too. I used to have an ant farm. Actually, several of them. I love them. But like, yes, I'm just saying. But that's what these things are for. That's how you use it. You don't use it when everything's going fine. You create it when everything's fine. But it's forged in steel when you going through some shit. That's when it means something. Y'all feel me? Can I get a hell yeah? One more. Do you guys have any questions about this? Yachty, do you have any questions? Ask whatever. Because as soon as we're done here, she's going to come in with her sweet ass voice. Fearless, I have a question. I have a couple questions. I'm telling you, dude. She has the awesomest voice. She's like, Fearless, I have a couple questions. And then we sit out these long ass fucking conversations. So, do you have any questions, Miss Yachty? Yadira. What about you, Jessica? You've been listening to this shit for the last few years. Not gonna lie. I mean, I don't think you've actually heard this part because I rarely ever talked about it. Even think about it, Jessica's my best friend, and she rarely ever heard me talk about any of this stuff. It's new to her. So she's finding out about it when you guys are. You know? Yada, you still with me? Jessica, you still look at that. See that? Do y'all see this? Do you see Yadira? Do you see Yadira? Do you see this? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? She's so, man, dude. You know what I might have to do? Y'all, and I'm not even bullshitting. One of these nights, one of these nights, I'm gonna have to get Yachty on here. I'm gonna give her the code to come on, just so, just so she's not, just to put her ass on here, just in general. Because I finally figured out how to do it and keep it stable. Like it's been shitty for a minute, but anyway, like we're gonna have to do something. Because man, shit, Renita will hit me up quick as shit. Question on here. Rebecca would be like, hey, well, what is this? Hey, go back to this one. Renita would be like, hey, let's go back to that one. Anita would be like, yeah, yes, I'm with you. Look at this. She's like, no. It's whatever. All right, you guys, man. Did you guys get something out of this tonight? Did I mean, because we're gonna touch on some other stuff tomorrow. Right now, we're done with our Constitution for now. But I am going to fucking ask you guys about it constantly. I'm going to ask you. Those are the three questions I'm going to ask. Do you have your top five, your values? Okay. Your goals can be in there too. Do you have your Constitution? Do you know it? And do you have an oath? You have a mission statement, whatever that is. I'm going to ask you all the time. And one day, I'm going to start pulling up on your asses and having you show them to me. Don't get it twisted. I will pull up on you. Tell me. Tell me. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Rebecca said she wrote her five things. Right. You take us out tonight. Show me. I want to see it. You're taking us out tonight. What is it, Rebecca? Jessica, you still here? You leave. Okay, I am waiting. Again, like I say, like there's a 60 to 90-second delay. So I was just kind of going into the my Facebook stuff to kind of see if anybody's here. Not here, but new people in. I want to see what Rebecca wrote down. And then she's gonna lead us out tonight. I feel like Jerry Springer right now. Rebecca, Becca, Becca. Remember that shit? Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Man, I know this is so um, outside of our spectrum. I remember, oh, here it is. I remember I used to run home from school to go watch Jerry Springer. I used to threaten people. I used to be like, listen, you say anything else to me, you gonna get that plane ticket. I'm gonna take you on Jerry Springer and beat your ass. I'm gonna take you on Jerry Springer and beat your ass. Anyway, all right. All right, so Rebecca's taking us out tonight. So number one, family. Okay. Number two, oh, I love it. And this is her top five. Hold please. Number two, our farm, house, animals, garden. I love that. Number three, teaching and learning. Love it. Number four, making art, crochet, cross stitch. I know somebody for you. I'm gonna get her ass on here. Her name is Anya. It's like one of my little. She's amazing. And then five, doing art, flute, theater. Do you mean like acting too? Do you act as well? Known as like, what does the theater mean? Like, do you put it together? What do you do with the theater? What do you do with the theater? So that's one. Okay, yes. Sometimes, really, you do some acting. Okay, okay, but no, that's what's up. So that's your five things. Okay, and again, guys, remember you can also add more to it. You can always add a few more things to it. I think I got like six, but as I look at some of y'all shit, dude, I might have to move a couple things around. Rebecca said she also does musicals and shit. Pit orchestra when I can. Did set crew back in the day. Okay, but that's her top five. Acts like a pain in my ass. Okay, but she's still with you. You know how good my memory is, y'all? Jerry and Rebecca met at a gym. They met at a gym. Am I? Hey, is that how that went, y'all? Y'all met at a gym, and then y'all started flirting with each other. Jerry told me this. Shit, what? How long ago? Hold on. That's her true nature. That's what happened. That's how they met. And they've been riding with each other ever since. Yep, see? That's how good my memory is. Jerry told me this years ago. Years ago. He told me this. 12 years. 12 years plus. They've been riding together. Come on, man. I love it. I love it. They done gone through all kinds of shit together. Come on, y'all. All right, well, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for participating. Listen, man, none of this shit means anything without my crew being here. Thank you guys so much. Tomorrow, hold on, got married at the gym. Well, the trainer officiated. The trainer officiated their shit. That's what I'm talking about. That part. Renita, good night, my dear. Miss Jadira, good night, honey. The Baker family, man, you guys are amazing. You guys have an amazing night. Who else? Who else is with us? Um, it seems like it's just us. Jessica, I'm sure you're somewhere around here. And we're gonna also name call my brother John. If he, I don't know if he was with us, but good night. My boy Javier for stopping through. Renita, Anita, Jesse, Shauna. You know the original crew. Melissa, every so often. Good night, you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow. Remember, dream big.